هنتكلم بالعربي ونتكلم بالإنجليزي كله ماشي. Today we are going to share with you the objective of this lecture is to share with you some basic information concerning the obturation material like the caperca sealers used in endodontic treatment, to show you the latest the most common obturation technique used, and we show you the latest innovation. We have new materials and a new technique, to a new one used in endodontic obturation of root canal system, and this new innovation is still under experience, but it's present now in the market. We are going to show it at the late part of this presentation. Yesterday, Dr. Rizzi told you in long and large about cleaning and shaping, how to make a continuous tapered canals, how to preserve the foramen in place, how to clean the canal with copious irrigation of sodium hypochlorite, and he prepared the canal to be filled. So the final stage of endodontic treatment is not working. No, it's freezing. It's problem with this one is freezing. Oh, sorry. So, the final stage of endodontic treatment is the obturation of the root canal system with an biocompatible hermetic condition using a biocompatible three-dimensional hermetic condition using biocompatible material. So we have to know something, that the obturation should be biocompatible material, three-dimensional and hermetic. This through three criteria. You have to have it by heart. It should be three-dimensional, it should be hermetic, and it should be, you should use a biocompatible material for obturation. If you look to these obturations, okay, or this kind of obturation, sorry. I have a problem with this. Okay. When you look at this obturation, you said this is very beautiful obturation. Yes or no? It's very beautiful. Okay. You see, you have continuous tapering. You preserve the position of foramen. You have three-dimensional obturation, and so on. Here you see, it looks like two canals. If you take it in other direction, deviated direction, you see four canals here. I want to say something. This is not due to obturation. This is due to cleaning and shaping. Because the cleaning and shaping is very good, you see the obturation is very good. Okay? So the obturation is an image of the cleaning and shaping. For that reason, I'll tell you something. You have to pay attention and give too much time for cleaning and shaping. If you have a treatment for 1 hour, 45 minutes should be given to cleaning and shaping, and 15 minutes for obturation. Because once you have good preparation, good tapering, good position of the foramen, you have cleaned the canal, very good, the obturation is nothing. The obturation is very simple procedure. is nothing. So pay attention for cleaning and shaping. Give time for cleaning and shaping. Use perfect instrument, new instrument, always a new instrument for cleaning and shaping. The obturation is nothing. Okay? It's nothing at all. Just you put your interpreter, you compress it inside and finish. Okay? The main attention is cleaning. Main attention is shaping. Okay? For that reason, Schilder said, Schilder is the father of modern endodontics. Sorry. دورت شو المشكلة؟ نعم بتفز. Okay. Schilder said that the failure of endodontic treatment is due to inadequate cleaning and shaping and or inadequate obturation. Okay? This Schilder is the father of modern endodontics. We follow him till now. So we have to take care of cleaning and shaping, and the success of obturation is depends essentially to cleaning and shaping. This is what are for Schilder, and this is what we have to take it by heart, because this is the basic, the concept we are working on it. Okay? This treatment is, as I said, is due essentially to cleaning and shaping. And to have a three-dimensional operation, you can never have a three-dimensional operation if you have good cleaning and good shaping. And you are using sodium hypochlorite and using EDTA to open lateral canals and accessory canals. Why we have to have a three-dimensional operation? Why we always talk three-dimensional operation, three-dimensional operation? Because the canal تعالي شو هاخد الفايل الثاني ووقف الانيميشن. Okay, sorry. So at the beginning of endodontics, when I was in the school of dentistry in Alexandria, the canal was only an orifice and a foramen. So we have to fill this orifice and foramen using a single-cone technique or whatever, base, whatever it is. This is our objective. With time, with the innovation of endodontics, with the innovation of microscope and others, it seems that it's not enough, and we have to make a three-dimensional operation. That means what? That means we have to fill the canal in long, in large, and a different ramification. So the canal is not a straight line from the orifice to the foramen. It presents multiple ramifications. It presents multiple portal of exit. It presents accessory lateral canals. All these canals should be filled during treatment because to avoid leakage. For example, if we have this case, this is not for me, this is for John Max Braden, an American author. This make this treatment. If we left behind any canals, any accessory canals, or any lateral canals, not filled, not cleaned, not obturated, this present a very favorable site for bacteria to accumulate, and the bacteria found the place to multiplication. They have darkness, they have humidity, and they have the temperature, ambient temperature, favorable temperature for multiplication. And after few weeks or few months of operation, you get infection, and then your patient return to you with severe pain. So our first objective from three-dimensional operation is to avoid leakage of the operation and post-operative infection. Second one is to avoid what is called secondary infection, and you know what is secondary infection. You have infected tooth, you have an abscess, you treat it, but you not treat it well, and in this case, you have already bacteria existing in the canal, and you have already bacteria existing in the periapical area. Your patient went to home and returned after 6 months with severe pain, with a swelling, because you didn't clean well and you get a secondary infection. So this treatment is not a good treatment. This treatment is from the past. We have to forget about it forever. We need a three-dimensional obturation. And the last objective, and this is the most important objective, is to provide a favorable biological condition for the healing. That means what? When you fill all the endodonts, when you fill all this canal, and the lateral canals, and the accessory canals when you create a favorable biological conditions for the healing of periapical lesions. It's like a wound. When you have a wound in your hand, for example, this wound is keep it open, it will never heal. If you suture the wound and make a bandage, in a few days it heals. So in this case, you create a favorable condition, biological condition for healing, and the canal and the periapical area. When you have a good obturation, three-dimensional, with biocompatible material, hermetic, you create this conditional, favorable conditions for healing. Okay? Once you have this obturation, be sure that this abscess will go on. Okay. The size of periapical lesion has no influence over the healing process, or doesn't interfere with the healing process of the lesion. If you have this large lesion like this, if you make a good cleaning and shaping, if you make aqueous irrigation with sodium hypochlorite, using ETTA, water, distilled water, and all this, and you have a good obturation, the healing will be possible. So, in such a case, it doesn't mean you have to send your patient to extraction or to surgery. You can do root canal treatment, adequate root canal treatment, and you get healing with time. In this case, for example, you have here a post, you have old root canal treatment, it's about single cone technique, and you have a lateral here, lateral lesion as you see. With a good obturation, with lateral here is filled with cement only, you get healing. That's why, because you push your bacteria inside the canal and inside the lateral canals to outside, and so the body resistance will take care of this bacteria and remove it, and you get healing of this lesion. So once I want to say something about this one. Yesterday somebody told me about endomethasone and using these chemical products inside the canal. I want to tell you something. The role of endodontic materials for obturation of the canal is not medical. Okay? It's just mechanical obturation of root canal, sealing of root canal. It should not have antibiotic or antiseptic or have cortisone inside these materials. Okay? It should be free of all the chemical that you know it. Creosote, formaldehyde, paraformaldehyde, formalin, and all this one. Even if you have antibiotic, you have anti-inflammatory products inside this product, inside this filling material. We should not use all this. Okay? This material should be more or less inert material, biocompatible material, and its role is to seal the root canal system only. It's not to medicate. Okay? We are going to talk in details more about this one. In the history, and during the 20th century, we used to fill the canals, and a lot of material are used for the filling of root canal. I can say that they used gold foils, for example, شرائح ذهب. They use silver points. We use resin points. We use resin paste, and we use zinc oxide eugenol paste. And this oxide eugenol paste is still used till now. And even some schools still teaching the use of zinc oxide and eugenol paste introduced under the canal, and this is the way to fill this canal. All these materials are now contraindicated and should not be used as a total filling of the root canal system. The only materials still used, of course, we used gutta percha since the beginning of 20th century, but the only material still used till now as the only material for root canal treatment filling is the gutta percha. The gutta percha is the only material existing now for filling of root canal. These materials, I have to give you some information about this gutta percha. The gutta percha, gutta that's mean in Malaysian words is gum. Percha that's mean tree. Gutta percha that's mean the tree of gum. These products are natural. That's coming from a tree present in Malaysia and Far East, in Sumatra and these areas. It's coming from a tree. We make incision at the trunk of the tree, and we have a latex, white latex coming out from this tree. And they are collected in a bowl like this, and they are treated. This latex is a liquid, viscous liquid, sticky, okay, like caoutchouc, caoutchouc. And also they are coming from the leaves of this. You can crash the leaves, cut it, the leaves and squeeze it. You get a latex from it. This latex is treated by heated for 75 degrees and drop it in ice and or cold water. It turns from viscous liquid to semi-solid material. Okay? This is the history, short history about the origin of gutta percha. In 19th century, the gutta percha is used to fabricate the knife handles, is used to fabricate walking sticks, is used to fabricate or use it as isolator for the telegram cables under the sea, because this material has a great resistance against salty water. And in medicine, used before dentistry, and medicine use it for fixation of broken legs and arms. If you have broken legs and arms, they use plates of gutta percha to fix these broken bones. And in dentistry is introduced at the end of 18th century, and 19th century, at the beginning of 20th century. But the gutta percha that we know, this gutta percha points that we know, actually, we started in 1958. In 1958, we have the standardization of endodontic instruments and endodontic products, obturation material. They create the new instrument that you know it, and Dr. Edward talked about it yesterday. The file that you know, the reamers, the ash file, all this is developed in 1958. And also the gutta percha, so that we have since that time a gutta percha points 15, 20, 25, 26, 25, 30, 35, 40, and so on. Light is homogeneous with instrument that we have. Okay? So, but what I want to say is the gutta percha points is not composed from a free gutta percha. We call it gutta percha. But the composition of the gutta percha points used in endodontic is not composed of a free gutta percha that we had it from the trees. the composition is, we have the Gutta-percha materials here, about 18 to 20. It's used as a matrix. I will explain. Zinc oxide is 5976 as a body or rigidity. We have wax and we have barium sulfate. The wax for plastifying effect and barium sulfate for radio opacity. يعني أنا مش هوجهكم راسكم بالcomposition بس هقولكم ليه. Clinically, why I have to talk about this. When you look at this composition, this is the standard composition for a good Gutta-percha points. If you want to select a good Gutta-percha points, the composition of this, percentage of each components of this Gutta-percha points should be in these ranges. And the most important things I have to say is the zinc oxide is the major components of Gutta-percha points, not the Gutta-percha, the zinc oxide. And the zinc oxide play a role important in the efficacy of this Gutta-percha. If you have too much percentage of zinc oxide, the Gutta-percha will be rigid. And if the Gutta-percha is rigid, so you need more force. If you are doing lateral condensation, okay, you need more force using this spreader to plastify this Gutta-percha, so more force applied to the roots, so you have susceptibility to fracture. If you are doing vertical heat compaction technique, and you have a Gutta-percha with high percentage of zinc oxide, so you have to put too much heat to plastify this Gutta-percha. And if you use too much heat, so you hurt the periodontal ligament. Third, if you are using thermomechanical technique, you know the compactor of Max Padden? Do you know it? Okay, we'll talk later about it. Okay, so we have to select a cone of Gutta-percha or points of Gutta-percha with good percentage of the components inside. But unfortunately, all the manufacturers, they don't put percentages on the box. They put only Gutta-percha, zinc oxide, barium sulfate, and coloring agent, without any percentage. Okay? For that reason, you can't know, it's impossible to know if this is good quality or not good quality, because you don't have any percentage. You have names, but you don't have any percentage inside. For that reason, if you want to buy any kind, any name of Gutta-percha points, it's better to taste it if it's plastified or not. It can be used or not. So you take the Gutta-percha points from the box, you stretch it. If it's plastic, it can be stretched. It doesn't cut easily. That means you can work on it. Or you rotate it several times, 5, 6, 7 times, and still attach, not break, it will be good. Okay? And this moment, you get this. Beside the trademark of this Gutta-percha. Of course, you have trademarks like hygienic, like my own, but it's not available all the time. It's very expensive. Okay? And you have hundreds of trademarks coming from China and Korea. And we all use it all. This is a Korean one. This is Korean one. This is English one. This is Korean one. And this is better than this. Clinically, this is better than this. It's not, if it's Korean one, this is Chinese one even, not Korean. It doesn't mean it's bad. This is clinically is good. This is clinically is not too much good. So you have to taste it, to test it. You have to check it and find if it is plastifying or not. I'll give you an example. This is from student, postgrad student in our department. She is trying here to make master points. She put the master point here, take an X-ray, we have over, and she tried to remove this Gutta-percha from the canal, and a piece of Gutta-percha left behind. And detach it. During the try-end is detached. And she said, "Doctor, look what's happened. Even the box is new. Even the box is not expired. Okay? The problem is it's not expired. It's good. The problem is the stockage. This is what I want to say. Look what's happened, and this is the final obturation. It's very bad. So, the problem here is the stockage of gutta-perca. This is stockage from the dealer and stockage from a newer cabinet. For that reason, I want to tell you something. If you buy gutta-perca, please test it. If it's good, pacifying rubber, you push it like this, it's elongated, that will be good. Preserve it in the refrigerator. Once you want to use it, you remove it from a refrigerator. You finish your work 1 hour before working. You finish your work and return it to refrigerator. And every time you want to do obturation, test your gutta-perca points before. Whatever it is, the trademark of it, whatever it is, the name, is it from China, from Korea, whatever it is, you can use it, but taste it before. Test it before. Okay? Concerning the gutta-perca also, we have different forms of gutta-perca. We have the ISO gutta-perca, standardized gutta-perca that you know it all. We have gutta-perca with size 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 with color coded here. And this kind of gutta-perca we used only for lateral compaction technique. Lateral cold compaction technique. We don't use it for anything else. It's only for lateral compaction technique. Okay? And it's better than the other gutta-perca you use it for lateral compaction. If you want to use medium or fine medium or whatever for lateral technique, it's very difficult to stop. This is very good for lateral compaction technique, and it's very useful for what is called thermomechanical technique. Okay? We have this one. Do you know this kind of gutta-perca? This gutta-perca is called conventional gutta-perca or non-ISO gutta-perca. This kind of gutta-perca is introduced to the market in 18s, 85, 86, and during that period. And this is the difference of this gutta-perca from the old one or from the ISO one, is the size of the points are larger and bigger from the original one. And they give him name. This gutta-perca, they have a name, X-fine, we have also X-fine, we have X-fine, fine, medium fine, medium, medium large, and extra large. This kind of gutta-perca is used for warm vertical compaction technique for obturation. This is, gutta-perca has no size of the tip, has no taper. The taper is variable. The only one we can say of this gutta-perca is bigger than the original one and have these numbers. The fine medium, the gutta-perca fine medium, are the most common used in vertical compaction technique and in continuous wave technique that we are using now. This is the most common technique now. So we use this kind of gutta, which is called conventional gutta-perca, and the size is fine medium is the most common. The other size are used for what we call mechanical compaction technique. So I'm going to talk about this mechanical compaction technique later. With the development of nickel titanium systems, and we have now instrument with 2504, 26, 25 to 3006, and so on, the fabricant developed a new gutta-perca points for this system. For example, if you are using instrument, for example, 04 taper 0435, for example, you can use this kind of guttapercha. For example, this guttapercha is taper 4 and the tip is 25. So the tip is ISO, that's mean 25, 30, 35, whatever it is, and the taper is variable according to the system you are using. This is general. This is general kinds of guttapercha. You can buy this guttapercha, for example, and use it for ProTaper, use it for ProTaper Next, use it for Hero, use it for any kinds of systems. Then Supply developed a new guttapercha like this, with color coded. This guttapercha, for example, is 6%, and we have color coded in all the guttapercha points. For example, this one is 25, 6%. This one is 26%. This one is 15, 6%. And this kind of guttapercha is used also for any kind of instrument or system. You are not restricted to any system by itself. Later on, and this is the development, and then Supply and all this system developed guttapercha for their instruments. For example, you have here the guttapercha for ProTaper Universal. You have guttapercha F1 if you are using F1 only. You have guttapercha F2. You have the guttapercha F3 for F3. And every system, we have guttapercha for ProTaper Next. We have guttapercha for Wave 1. We have ProTaper for 1 Gold. We have guttapercha for Reciprocal. Every system has his guttapercha. But it doesn't mean, and this is what I want to say, it doesn't mean that you are, when you finish your operation material all the time, that's mean all the time, you finish your preparation with, for example, F2, you take the F2 and you put it inside the canal, it works. Not all the time. Because you use F2 once, maybe you use F2 twice. You maybe have a hard dentine. The N2 doesn't work well inside. You take the F2, you put it inside the canal, it doesn't work. It becomes short. For that reason, during this day, I want to tell you something about how to select your guttapercha points and how to adjust your guttapercha points according to your canals. Okay? It's not like a برغي inside الحيط. Okay? مش بتجيب قدح هنا. Okay? وتجيب الخابور تحطه وتحط البرغي. No, it's not like that. Okay? You have to select your guttapercha, of course. You have to adapt your guttapercha to the canal, and you have to then condense it. Also, you know, you have this paper point, the old one, the ISO paper point, 20, 25, 30, 35%. Stop using this because you spend too much money for nothing, because it's very small, it doesn't absorb moisture too much from the canal, and it takes time to finish. Now we have paper points, fine, medium, large, and we have paper points according to each system. You can use it, it's very easy, and very easy to use, very easy to handle, and you finish very quickly instead of this old one. For example, then Supply had this company have this is called coarse, for example. It doesn't mean anything, this. You can use it at any kind, any size you want, but be sure that the paper point reach to the working length. Okay? We have the extra coarse, you have medium, you have names, different names, and you have paper points according to the system you are using. I said that the guttapercha is still the obturation material we use since 100 years. We developed it, yes. We changed technique, yes. We changed composition, not composition, sizes and dimensions of this guttapercha, but so it's still used. Because this material have certain advantages. One of these advantages is this material is very easy to sterilize. Once you have to make obturation, you take your gutta-perca point that you selected and you adjusted in your canal, you put it in sodium hypochlorite 5.25 for 2 minutes only, you get it disinfected. It's not sterilized, it's disinfected. Okay? It's very easy. You can disinfect it very easy using this one. You can use chlorhexidine, you can use ethyl alcohol or isopropyl alcohol, or you can use paraformaldehyde. But you don't need all this. You need only sodium hypochlorite 5.25%. You put your gutta-perca before your obturation, 2 minutes only. During that time you are mixing the sealer, you take it, you dry it, and you put it inside the canal. This is the advantage. We have more advantages of, but one of the most important advantage of gutta-perca. If we look for, this table is too much, I'm not going to bother you on this, but I want to tell you something. In 1940, there is a leader in endodontics called Grossman. This guy proposed 10 commandments for the ideal properties of endodontic instrument, endodontic obturation materials. 10 commandments for the obturation material, 10 commandments for the sealers. Okay? And later on, and this guy, John West, in 1975, proposed 17 properties for the ideal endodontic obturation materials. If we are going to compare the properties of gutta-perca to these ideal properties proposed by John West and Grossman before, we can find that the most material that are very close to these properties is the gutta-perca. I'm not selling gutta-perca, of course. I'm not a manufacturer of gutta-perca. This is what we have. The gutta-perca is very close to the ideal, but it's not the ideal. There is no material till now can fulfill all these desired properties of ideal obturation material. But the gutta-perca is the closest one. But the problem is gutta-perca is it doesn't adhere to the canal wall. The problem is gutta-perca is not easily introduced inside the canal and fill all the irregularities and complication of root canal system. It needs technique. So we need, first of all, sealers, and we need techniques. At the same time, we have to control the what's called the dimensional instability of the gutta-perca during obturation. This is the three major problems with the gutta-perca. First of all, we need technique. Second, we need the sealer to use it. And third, we have to control this dimensional instability of this product. So, you know that we are going to use a sealer for adapt gutta-perca inside the canal. We are going to talk a little bit about the sealers, different kinds of sealers, and after that we go to obturation. According to the sealers, you know that the sealers is used to seal the gutta-perca port to the canal walls because the gutta-perca doesn't adhere. And secondly, the sealer is used to seal all the irregularities inside the canal. The canal, when you prepare it and you finish it, it's not like a glass inside. There is irregularities. You have lateral canals also. You have accessory canals. You have secondary canals. All these canals should be filled, and they are, most of them, filled with the sealer and not with the gutta-perca. Okay? One of the important role of the sealer is act as a lubricant. When you insert the master point inside the canal, this sealer as a lubricant facilitates the sliding of the gutta-perca inside the canal, so no irregularities can stop it or bend it inside the canal and goes down to the apex. Okay? And finally, this sealer has radio opacity, certain radio opacity. It can help you to control the obturation result of your treatment. If you have lateral canal, you can see it. If you have accessory canal, you can see it. Your apical limit, you can see it clearly with when you are using this sealer. We have, in general, 4 types of sealer, 4 major types. We have sealers based in zinc oxide digenol, and you know it all. We have sealer based in resin. We have sealers based in calcium hydroxide, and we have sealer based in silicon. And we have also a new 2 kinds of sealer. This is a new innovation. Sealers based على is MTA, and sealer based على bioceramic. Okay, this is a new innovation. We are going to talk and see videos about them, but it's not 100% confirmed because it's 6 months only new. Okay, let's go to bisonates. You know this. All the sealer we use is a base zinc oxide digenol. What kind of sealer we use? Trademark. Endometazone. Endometazone. Yes, endometazone base is zinc oxide digenol. Okay, I will show you the difference of this from this one. Why this is better than the other one. Endometazone. If you are using endometazone, the base is zinc oxide digenol. The most common sealer used in endodontic till now is the zinc oxide digenol based sealer. Is zinc oxide powder, and the liquid is digenol. The importance of this, okay, is easy to mix, easy to introduce, get hard in a few hours, okay, easy to manipulate, it's resorbable if you have overfilling, okay, and easy to retreat. This is the most important properties of this kind of sealer. For example, I give you example is not مش دعاية يعني بس just example. We have a sealite from Action. This is very good root canal sealer, and we have a regular and we have ultra, and I showed you this but just to make difference between the both. The regular is zinc oxide powder. Inside there is oxide and I see I forgot the name. Yes, iodothiamol. I will remember this, and radio opacity. This powder, the iodothiamol, is for consistency of this material. The zinc oxide, you know the zinc oxide, and radio opacity. The problem with this product is that the radio opacity is not barium sulfate, it's silver nitrate. It's not barium sulfate, it's silver nitrate. Silver nitrate, the problem with it is if you leave it inside the pulp chamber, it causes discoloration of the tooth. So when you are going to use it, you have to remove it from the pulp chamber in anterior and posterior teeth. Remove it totally. If you see this sealer in comparing with endometazone, you look at that, and inside the endometazone, and look for your endometazone brochure, and you see in endometazone you have dexamethasone, and you have paraformaldehyde, and you have other products inside, chemical products inside this product. For that reason, I have to tell you something. Our goal now, وهدفنا إنه to use the minimum chemicals inside the canal. So once you have any product with minimal chemical products inside, use it inside the canal. Don't use too much chemicals. Is prohibited, is contraindicated now, and we should not use it. For that reason, this product is good because we have only this diiodothiamol what only the chemical product we have. Zinc oxide is healthy, is not harmful at all, and we have radiopressor that we can't avoid it at all. And the liquid is eugenol. If you go to the other one, which is the ultra, and the ultra we have inoxasolone. Inoxasolone, it's anti-inflammatory, non-steroidal. It's not steroidal. All this thought is steroidal. It's not steroidal. The name gives impression that this is cortisone. It's not cortisone. This is anti-inflammatory, non-steroidal. And this added to this product to avoid post-operative pain. The post-operative pain cannot be removed by topical anti-inflammatory. Post-operative pain is due to instrumentation. It's not due to operation. Okay? Due to instrumentation. If you don't have any abscess, of course. So, the anti-inflammatory topical application of anti-inflammatory non-steroidal inside the obturation materials is not important, not necessary. It's not necessary to have this product inside to minimize possible allergic reaction, to minimize the quantity or to minimize the chemical products that you are putting inside the mouth and then inside the body, if you have overfilling and like that. For that reason, try to find obturation material with minimum chemical in their components. Minimum chemical possible. For example, you have this one is good, not bad. For this one, pill canal sealer from Care is more or less expensive, not very, very expensive. It's expensive. This is very good. This is excellent as a root canal sealer based on zinc oxide, as you know, and we have good results, and we don't have any reports for any complication regarding uses this kind of sealers. It's not a high. This is facts. The other one has the problem of silver nitrate inside. This one, barium sulfate, is not silver nitrate. And the consistency of this one is better. But it's very expensive. Because it's better, it's very expensive. And this one. Okay. You have different kinds of zinc oxide. I select some. This is from PD, Produit Dentaire, is a Swiss company. This is Spare is German, Japan. I think Japan, Spare. French. This is American. Root canal. These are all. We have hundreds of trademarks. Please select the trademarks of the zinc oxide eugenol with the least chemicals inside. Okay? To avoid allergic reaction, complications. I have experience with allergic reaction. I have too much experience. Within 40 years of experience of working inside the canals, I have a lot of allergy from from products inside the root canal sealer. Of course, I can tell you that during that period I didn't know, because we all didn't know of the allergic reaction of this product, formaldehyde and creosote, creosote, and all these products. So take care of this. The root canal sealer as zinc oxide eugenol, the advantage of this is resorbable. For that reason, if you have any overfilling for a few drops, don't be panicked. It's resorbable, nothing happened. It's not recommended, of course. It's not recommended to have overfilling, of course. But it is no problem. It will resolve with the time. This overfilling that you have here, for example, you know what it is? It is the sign of good adaptation of the gutta perca at the apical part. For that reason, the excess of sealer is unable to go back. When you push it, it's unable to go back because the gutta perca is adapted well to the apex, so it goes outside. It's not a bad sign. It's not recommended. And it's resolvable. Don't worry. And if you have this sealer with minimum chemical inside it, so it's harmless. So don't worry. Wait. No, because the end of the obturation should be gutta-percha. It should be but a sealer. At the end, at the orifice, at the foramen inside, it should be gutta-percha. If you look here, the obturation here, the end part was a sealer. It's not a gutta-percha. The gutta-percha is here. For that reason, when you get resorption here, the sealer resorbed, you see that the obturation is short. Yeah, for that reason you have to be sure that your gutta-percha reach to the foramen first, of course, and any overfilling outside from sealer is resolvable. ده هيعمل leakage أكيد, because the gutta-percha is short, not the sealer, because this canal is filled with the sealer, not with gutta-percha. The gutta-percha reaching here only. Yeah. No. At the healing, لما بيصير setting of gutta-percha, it adheres to the canal wall and adheres to the gutta-percha and closes the foramen hermetically. So no resorption happen. The resorption will happen outside. Tissue fluid comes in contact to this quantity of sealer outside the canal and resorb it. If the canal is filled with sealers only, without gutta-percha, the resorption occurs and the leakage happens. Understand? As like this. This here, you feel that the gutta-percha is reaching the apex. In reality not. After time, after follow-up, we see that the sealer resorb and the gutta-percha is up, and you have this area empty. Of course, with time, we are going to have leakage, we are going to have possible abscess formation, and so on. Second important thing I have to tell you about viscosity of sealer. Zinc oxide is known. One of the important advantages of zinc oxide is known than the other sealers, and that you can control the viscosity and setting time even of this sealer according to ratio powder liquid. Okay? When you are going to mix zinc oxide original sealer, you mix it in glass slab, clean glass slab with clean spatula, of course. You put powder liquid, you squeeze it, you mix it, squeeze it, and after that you put your spatula and elevate it like this. If the sealer stretch it for 3-4 centimeter, it will be good. Or you can make this test. When you finish your mixing, you put the gutta-percha points from the small tip of it, you put it in the spatula like this, and you hold the spatula in your hand. If the gutta-percha point still hanging inside and doesn't drop down, that means your sealer is sticky. Okay? If we have this test also, you can take this sealer and turn it like this. You see the sealer is coming out. If it doesn't drop on the bench, that means the sealer is in good viscosity and in good time for sealing. You understand? The role of this sealer is to seal. It seals the gutta-percha inside the canal and seals at the canal walls in certain moment of time. This is the appropriate time to introduce the sealer inside the canal. If it is too flow, it doesn't stick well and you get overfilling. If it is too thick, it interferes with the insertion of gutta-percha inside the canal and the gutta-percha doesn't reach to the apex. You understand? So when you finish mixing, go do this test, either this one or this one or this one. Okay? Be sure that this is the appropriate moment to use the sealer to seal the gutta percha to the canal wall, and the sealer seal to the canal wall, and use it. Don't use any watery or fluid root canal sealer. It's very harmful. You get overfilling, and doesn't stick at all. At the same time, I have to tell you something, that the root canal sealer, whatever the kind of it, whatever it is, silicone, resin, zinc oxide digenol, is toxic when it's fluid. It's toxic before hardening. When it gets hard, it becomes inert. So the working time should be short as possible to get setting of the sealer as quick as possible to avoid its harmful effect. Okay? Let's go to the second type of root canal sealer, which is the resin sealer. This resin sealer, as you know, you have a top seal, you have two tubes, you mix it together, and you have this one pre-mixed. This root canal sealer is very good. It's very good. It has good adhesive property. It's better than zinc oxide digenol than for adhesivity. Okay, but the problem with this sealer is that it's used retreatment, of course, because it gets hard and it's difficult to remove from the canal. Is watery. And when you mix it or you inject it, it's very watery. The possibility of overfilling is great. Once. Second is use it for only thermal field and thermal field obturation technique. We are going to see it later, because if you are going to see it for vertical technique, the quality, consistency of this sealer doesn't let you adapt your cone exactly inside the canal. Because when you heat your carrier and put it inside the canal, this sealer بيبرد الانسر تاعته، بيبرد، صح؟ بيبرد الانسر تلاقيه بدا وبرد، مش هينفع كتير قوي. This sealer is essentially used for single cone technique or essentially used for thermal field obturation technique. It's better to use it. But the other one, you can control consistency, adaptation, whatever it is. Okay. This is very good. It has good antibacterial effect, of course, moderate cytotoxicity, and non-mutagenic. It's good. It's good. As healthy part, it's good. As manipulation, it's good. It's easy to introduce inside the canal. But if you are going to make lateral condensation technique or you make vertical technique, it's very tough to use it. It's very complicated a little bit. Okay, but it's very good for thermal field obturation technique. It's very good, and for single cone technique. You have different kinds of this. You have top seal from Dentsply, and you have AH plus from Dentsply also. You have MM seal from Micromega. You can use it. It's very good. TGA seal. This is from a company called TG. We have a lot.